Alright, you guys. Oh, excuse me, Joker. I'm trying to talk here. You mind? Okay, we're going to continue on with part 3 of the 80s Music Lovers Motion Picture Soundtrack on Vinyl Collection. Rocky, which Bill Conti started off his arrangements and direction and the music of which went right along with the motion picture, and which helped make Rocky a huge success, along with Stallone's acting when he got an Academy Oscar for his role in Rocky 1. Him and Tila Shire and Mick. All right. Rocky 3. I'm in the hunt for Rocky 2. I'm sure I can get it online, but what's the fun in that? I'm trying to find it in the mom and pop stores, y'all. But Rocky 3 was Stallone's like fast, flashy, action-packed. He looked his best in this one. As so far as the movies went from between Rocky 1 and 3, he looked the best in 3. He had been the champ for quite some time now, trying to hold his own, and he had struggles with Clubber Lang. Mr. T came to threaten him and called him a punk. Said, "You a punk? You ain't nothing but a punk paperweight champion." Get in the ring with a real brawler. Let's see what you can do. And Rocky was like, he don't like to be talked to like that, because that's the filler Southern. He's a Philly boy. So he said, "Oh, okay, we're about to make history then. Let's make war." This is a very good soundtrack, one of my favorites from the Rocky series. Eye of the Tiger, Survivor, biggest hit. You know, paved the way to let you know what the movie was about. His character, he had the eye of the tiger, or he didn't, but he did. And then eventually in Rocky 3, his brother Frank Stallone contributed to this soundtrack with Pushin'. Also, he did Take You Back. They had the montage, Gonna Fly Now, Adrian, and the Conquest, the war fight scenes between the boxing matches. And that's, let's not stop, let's keep going, Joker. Okay. It's Rocky 4. It's Rocky 4. Alright. Continuing on, Rocky 4. He fought the Russian. Bill Conti continued arranging, producing, and with the direction of the Rocky saga on the motion picture soundtrack. They had Burning Heart, had Hearts on Fire, Living in America by James Brown, the war montage, and when he was fighting the Siberian Express, which was known as Ivan Drago. Yeah, very good. Eye of the Tiger was also on this as an extra song. Why not? It worked well for 3. Why not use it for 2? Use it for 4. Okay, Running Scared. This one had a slew of artists that contributed to it. Climax, Patti LaBelle, Michael McDonald, New Edition, Ready for the World, Kim Wilde. Very good action-packed comedy type of movie for Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines, the tap dancer. Alright. Whoa. Saturday Night Fever, you guys. Another classic in its own right. Just like Grease. The Bee Gees were all over this album with all kind of hits. I believe this was a breakout album for the Bee Gees. They did it through a movie soundtrack. But hey, however you get your success is how you get it. We love all those songs. Stand Alive, How Deep Is Your Love, Jive Talking, You Should Be Dancing, More Than a Woman. Come on, you guys. Bee Gees was all over this album. Even they were so hot that the Tavares, they had to do their own version of More Than a Woman. And so it was like Oh, Night Fever. Woo! This is a hot album. I love it. I love Yvonne Elliman too. I love her song on here. If I Can't Have You. That's one of my favorite tracks off of this soundtrack. Jive Talking was hot. You know, very hot album. And John Travolta was hot in this movie. He did a lot of disco dancing in there. It's kind of like Rocky on the Disco Dance Floor movie. Okay. School Days. Woo! This motion picture and this movie, this soundtrack, the movie, everything brings back so many fond memories for me back when I was in high school. Man, me and my best friend and my cousins, we used to go to the theater and walk in and see this movie like 10 times. Of course, movie tickets were a lot cheaper back then too, you guys. Uh-oh, somebody's pissed. Yeah, this one had Tisha Campbell, Spike Lee. He started his own movie. And right now... Okay, continuing on. Yeah, Tisha Campbell was in this. Spike Lee starred in his own movie, which he rarely does, but it fit in this. As the little cousin trying to get in G Phi G, that's what we want to be, into the Phi Gamma sorority. And Half Pint was his character name. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was in this. They had, as far as music, we had EU doing The Butt. The Butt was a popular hit, one of the biggest hits off of this album. Was like a pipeline, lay it down, and pave the way for the identity of this movie. And Perfect Match was a good soundtrack, a good song. Tisha Campbell actually did a song on here too. Be Alone Tonight. A lot of musical talent from artists, and Phyllis Hyman was on here also, as she did a song B1 on here. And this was one of my favorite movie soundtracks, not just because I love the movie so much, but it's actually really good music on this album. Very rare too. There's Half Pint holding the dog dish, feed me, and dog or die. From The Butt, 12-inch. And there's a picture of them doing The Butt. From the movie. I can't stop. What, Prince? And the butt kicking move tonight, huh? Alright, Set It Off, Queen Latifah, Jada, Pinkett Smith, which probably gonna be no more, because you know what's happening between Jada and Will. Sad to say, they went a long time being married in Hollywood. We thought they was gonna be the ones to break the mold. They did for a long time, but all good things come to an end. They shouldn't, but I wish them the best. Yeah. This is a very good movie too. Surprise hit in the 90s, you guys. Set It Off. Queen Latifah. Hey, pardon me for living. Okay. This is a motion picture soundtrack, you guys. It's not just a great album. Sign of the Times was a concert movie. He did put this in the theater, so you can't leave Sign of the Times out. That qualifies this album as a soundtrack. Even though we don't recognize it as one, but it is one by right. And it is a hell of an album too. Had all kind of hits all over this album. Only Prince can do that, you guys. Break it down. Break it down again. There you go. Ooh, my boy Travolta's back. This is Staying Alive, the continuation to Saturday Night Fever. And he returns, he reprises his role as Tony, and he is also struggling in this movie, and he finds this. The Bee Gees also return too, but they're hit. The songs in this, the impact from this soundtrack wasn't as great as the Staying Alive soundtrack. We already knew what they was about by now, you know, and so it's like we weren't that wild by them, but it was nevertheless still a very good soundtrack. I love the also his brother, not his brother, Sylvester Stallone produced this movie for John Travolta, and his brother Frank Stallone did a song on here called "So Close." We danced so close to the fire, which was a very hot, energized, dancing, hyped up song for Staying Alive. It's my world too. Okay, St. Elmo's Fire. I love this one. This continues on with John Hughes. With his other hits, he basically put all the stars from Breakfast Club back to return in this movie, with the exception of a few others who are just new and up and coming. Yeah, they had in St. Elmo's Fire, they had Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, and Mare Winningham. Mare Winningham was being introduced. She wasn't a popular actress. Emilio Estevez was in the Breakfast Club, but he wasn't that big, so this movie kind of put him on the map. Andrew McCarthy was being introduced, so you know, we got some, and Demi Moore was being introduced. She was up and on the rising, but this movie helped her get on the map. Whoa, everybody should have this in their motion picture soundtrack collection. Streets of Fire. Great movie. I love this movie. With its urban rock and roll fable tale. A lot of energy, a lot of surprises. William Dafoe, he was in this. A good enemy. Played his part as a villain very well in Streets of Fire. I like that fight scene at the end. It's kind of scary, but that's what contributed to the movie and made it so good. Yes, you did, Prince. Stop lying. Alright. Okay. Superman, the movie, the first movie. What? Talking smack, boy. Talk your smack, Prince. Alright. Alexander Salkind, he was behind the production and the direction of Superman, the motion picture, and the soundtrack. Gene Hackman was in this. Christopher Reeve starred as Superman, and Gene Hackman starred as Lex Luthor, his rival enemy and villain. Can Superman fight against anybody else but Lex Luthor in the movie? Come on, we want to see some new, fierce enemies. Somebody that's gonna knock him on his ass. I mean, for real, come on. This is mainly the score version of it. I have two versions of this. Okay, you guys. This is my favorite movie of all times. Tootsie. I love this movie. I got two copies of this album, if I didn't mention it before. Dustin Hoffman does an excellent job. I mean, when he's Dorsey Michael, he looks just like a woman. I forget that it's a man. That's how good the acting was. Great story. A lot of great actors and actresses in this movie appeared. But nobody turned out Dustin Hoffman. He started the movie and he took it. Jessica Lange was in this. Terry Garr. My goodness. This is a breakout movie for him. I love this, and I love the soundtrack too. And it's telling me it might be you by Stephen Bishop. Very, 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 very big hit, and was played before the movie was released. Release it. Okay, we're gonna stop with this, and we're gonna continue on in a minute with Top Gun.